What is going on, lads, and welcome to a team of flops. What I mean by this is not necessarily bad transfers like we have done in previous videos, but more players that were massively hyped up and like, this guy's going to be the next Messi, such as Bojan. That's a bit of a spoiler for one of the players that is in this video, but just to use an example, Bojan was meant to be the next Lionel Messi, and now he plays for Stoke, so it's not quite as good. Still pretty decent, he's still a Premier League player, but not quite up to that level of what everyone hyped him for. So that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going through a team of these. If you guys can think of any that I have forgot, a lot of these guys are Premier League ones just because that is where my knowledge lies, and that is where when I search, that English stuff comes up on the internet. So if you guys know any other ones, pop them down in the comment section. And if you do enjoy this video, make sure you smash a like on this as well. 750 would be absolutely awesome. I do also kind of not like doing these videos. I do like making these videos. It is good fun and it's all in good heart, but it is kind of harsh to do them. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this video, and if you do want to go and get any coins to buy them, there's a link down in the description to FIFAcoinstoday.com. The discount code AJ3 will get you a whopping 10% off, which is absolutely awesome. There's all the FUT United and the Black Friday stuff going on, and if you've not gone and done any of that and you want to get yourself some coins and go and buy some players while they are cheap from that little mini market crash, then you can. The link is down in the description. But let's get in. And like I said, I kind of don't like doing these videos. I like doing these videos, but I don't like hating on people and just sitting here and slating people. But that is kind of what we're going to have to do. So up first, we've got Sebastian Coates, who I put in my worst transfers ever because he cost Liverpool £8 million. He was meant to replace Jamie Carragher. He was meant to be absolutely incredible, and now he's been on loan to Sunderland, and now he's playing for Sunderland and all stuff like that. And he's just basically not lived up to the massive hype that was put on this guy's shoulders. Next to him, we have got Shane Duffy, who was an Everton youngster. And again, this is one of the reasons I don't like just sitting here hating on people. He had I think he almost died. He's someone who almost died on a football pitch. I think he had liver problems or kidney problems or something like that. He got rushed to hospital. He didn't play for months and months and months. He was, when he was 16, 17, 18, meant to be literally ridiculous, up there. He was going to be one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. He had that problem. He didn't play for absolutely ages. He came back, and he was basically not the same. I've seen interviews with him where he said he was scared of getting hurt and stuff like that. He now does play for Blackburn, and apparently he's one of the better players in the Championship. One of the best players in the Championship last season. He was on loan there from us. He's now gone there full time. We released him. He's gone to Blackburn. But basically, he was meant to be one of the best players in the Premier League, and he's now the best player in the Championship instead. So not quite on the levels that you were expecting for this guy. Up next at centre-back, we've actually got a left midfielder. Now, I couldn't think of a goalkeeper because in the same way I did with the terrible transfers, there's not really goalkeepers that are terrible because there's not really massive fees put on them. There's not really people who get ridiculously hyped up. So they're kind of a decent goalkeeper or they're not, and there's not really too much issue in that. So we have left it out. If you know a goalkeeper, pop it down in the comment section. And I actually couldn't think of another centre-back either. So if you've got one of them, pop that down in the comment section. But we're going to fill in his space with Afellay, who was touted to be one of the best young players just ever. Basically, he's still a decent player. I feel really bad sitting here slating him. He's still a really good player, but his career has been hampered by injuries. He never really got the playing time at Barcelona. He was incredible for PSV before Barcelona bought him when he was really young. That's why they bought him, because he was a rising talent and he was meant to be absolutely world-class player. But he never really played for Barca. He went on loan to Schalke. He's on loan now to Olympiacos. And he's kind of getting us over his injuries, and he's playing in the Champions League now and stuff like that. But he's never really hit them heights he could have done with injury hampering and not getting starts at Barcelona and stuff like that. Still a decent player, but never really hit them massive heights that he was hyped up for. First up at CDM, we have got Anderson, who Man United paid a fortune for this guy. Apparently he used to play as a centre attacking mid, and then he put him more as a holding midfielder. I don't know whether that's true, but that is what it says when you look this guy up on the internet, that he never really plays in his position. That's kind of the defence for him anyway. I'm not really sure whether it's true, but they spent a fortune on him and he's absolutely terrible. Basically meant to be again the next Patrick Vieira or someone like that, a really good solid midfielder. He's huge, he's big, but he's shit, basically, is all you can say for it. He's a silver. He plays for Man U. That is not good enough at all for a Man United player unless you are just rising up through the ranks. And basically he was a bit of a waste of money, as well as not living up to that massive hype that he was given. Up next at CDM, we have got another Everton player. We have got the next Steven Gerrard, who is Jack Rodwell, who got too big for his boots, basically, and moved off to Man City. He has now actually regretted or learned the error of his ways, and he's gone back to Sunderland now to play regular football. He even said to people, even made a statement saying, do not go to Man City if you are a young player rising up through the ranks who's got decent potential, you're hyped up and stuff like that. Don't go to Man City. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get too big for your boots. Stay at a lower down club, play regularly, grow, and then when you are good enough to start every single game for that massive club, you then go there. Don't go there too young in your career and think too much about the money. So that is what Jack Rodwell said, and I personally think that is pretty true. I hope people like Ross Barkley don't go and do that. I hope, like, for example, Sterling doesn't move to Real Madrid, which has been a little bit touted and stuff. They need to stay at clubs that they're going to play every single game and grow, and then when they hit their peak, they can then move on. But let's move over to left midfield, where we've got Danny Pacheco, who is a Liverpool player, or was a Liverpool player. He was the top scorer at one of the under-21s, under-19 World Cup or something like that, and he was meant to be absolutely brilliant, and he now plays in the Spanish second division, so not quite as brilliant as you would expect for the top scorer at a Youth World Cup. You would expect them to carry on, or you'd hope that they would carry on and continue that form at senior level, but it just hasn't happened for this guy, and he was hyped up to be extremely good, but he just hasn't really worked out for him, and he is, as you can see, only 70 rated. That is kind of a way to judge him. Obviously, you can't just judge him off his EA stats, but 70 rated for one of the best young players in the world is not really living up to your hype. Right midfield, we have got the one we've already talked about, Bojan, the next Lionel Messi, who is now doing it on a cold, rainy Wednesday night in Stoke. He's doing alright at Stoke, but he's not been particularly amazing. He hasn't been Lionel Messi, as I'm sure you guys know. He's getting on a little bit now. He's not the young player that he used to be, who can still live up to his potential, and maybe he's kind of starting to hit his peak. He could carry on improving, of course, with the regular games and stuff, but he is never, ever going to be Lionel Messi at all. And that label that was put on him from a very young age, I think he said in an interview with Sky Sports that it kind of impacted them and it kind of got ahead of him. There was just so much media attention on this kid who was only 16 saying he's going to be the next Lionel Messi, and it just buckled under the pressure basically and never could live up to that. Centre attacking mid, we have got Bebe, who Man United bought for crazy money, and he just turned out absolutely terrible. He looks ridiculously good on FIFA, actually, I'm not going to lie. 81 pace and 74 shooting is very good for a silver player, but he is a silver player, and he was meant to be one of the better strikers in this world. Or when he was younger, he was touted to be anyway, and that is just not what has happened at all, and a terrible waste of money for Man United. Up next at striker, we've got an Everton player, or an Everton youngster, who didn't make it as big as you're supposed to be. I think it's because you don't really get the massive attention. It's very rare that you get the massive attention that Bojan does, and everybody knows about them. It's kind of only the people who follow the club really closely that know about these youngsters until they've actually made it and they become really good. So Jose Baxter was meant to be the next Wayne Rooney. He was the big thing to come out of Everton's academy since Wayne Rooney, and he didn't really live up to it at all. He's now playing in the third tier of English football. He is a bronze card on FIFA 14. Apparently criminally underrated. He should be a silver, and he's one of the better players in that league. But even still, the next Wayne Rooney should not be playing all the way down in the Football League or the Empowered League 1 or whatever the hell it's called these days. That then just leaves our final striker, and we're going to have a very recent flop, but he's kind of been flopping for quite a while, and it is Mario Balotelli. So not to jump on the Balotelli bandwagon too much and start slating him. I do love to take the piss on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you go down to the description and drop a follow on me there. It's at AJ3FIFA. I do love to have jokes, and whoever's playing at the time on the telly, I will always take the piss out of them and just have a laugh on Twitter. And I have, of course, done to Balotelli as well, and I do think he hasn't been at all what he should have been for Liverpool. But I don't want to jump on the bandwagon too much. I want to try and keep it balanced, and basically just say that ever since he broke onto the scene, whether it be at Milan, at City, at anywhere basically, he is meant to be, and he's got the talent to be, one of, if not the best striker in the world. But he is just so lazy and has got such a bad attitude that it is just not working out for him anywhere. Liverpool has been christened this guy's final chance. If he doesn't make it now, that is going to be it. He's never going to make it. He's tried at so many different clubs. He's basically just a dickhead, really. But he is a dickhead blessed with incredible football skills. He is still only young. He's not getting on too much. He is 24, so he's still got it in him. He's still not hit his prime, but if he doesn't do it now, I think he's not going to, and he really doesn't seem to be doing it, and he is flopping, of course, at Liverpool. I think he scored 1 goal, 2 goals, something like that in his entire time there, and it just really isn't working out for him, just as it hasn't worked out for him at all of his other clubs previously. So lads, that is where we're going to leave this video. A bit of a harsh one, just hating on people and stuff like that, like I said, but I hope you guys have still enjoyed it, and if you have, make sure you smash a like. Make sure you pop down in the comment section any other stuff you would like to see, be it squads, players, suggestions, funny stuff, anything like that. Pop it all down in the comment section, and I will reply to as many of you guys as possible. But for now, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching.